I'm not a Debbie Downer. You just act like people are like.
I'm not acting like that at all. I'm just saying it. Hi,
like,
friends.
0 viewers.
Hello, my name is Colby Sharp. I'm a 5th grade teacher in Michigan.
And I'm Alaina Sharp. I'm a high school chemistry teacher and the cool kid hanging out in her basement on a Monday night watching myself and my husband.
And we have a weekly show called Partially Proficient, which is a podcast. And we also stream it live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter.
So, and we're not sure why.
Gotta give the people what they want. So,
and they're not sure why.
They're not sure why. Well, we're happy that you're joining us along for this ride. We usually do this on Sunday, but Sunday was very.
I fell asleep at 7:40.
That is the reason. She fell asleep at 7:40. Then I actually had. I usually am a very good sleeper. It was actually the worst night of sleep of my entire life, without like little baby children.
Welcome to my world.
So, that was rough, but we're here. Actually, I ran this morning still, and I fell.
What?
This is the second time. I have run every day for like 420 some days, and this is the second day this school year in our first 25 school days I have fallen. Like fallen. Thankfully, I'm pretty slow. So I fell. I got up. Not even a little scrape, but nothing bad. But yeah.
I've fallen a bunch of times.
And you ran 8 miles today.
And I don't run in the dark. If I ran in the dark, I'd probably.
But you ran 8 miles after school, and that's something that's
hard
for you is getting off to the good start to the week. So good job, proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, it wasn't easy.
And our topic.
There's nowhere good to run from our school. All the roads are very busy.
So you ran after school.
There's no good. You always have to run like a mile on a really busy road, or stay on campus, which is. I don't want to do that. Yeah. Get out of there.
So we're going to chat with you for a little while here. We're excited to hang out with you. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and they'll show up here in our little StreamYard thing that we got going on, and we'll try to answer them when we get a chance. But we break it down into a few categories. We talk about what we love from the week, what we'd like to leave behind from the week, our power standard, which is this week we're going to talk about how we plan for the week ahead.
And we quiz each other on important dates in our relationship.
We quiz each other on important dates. We do.
Did that make you nervous?
No, I remember everything. All right, so we're going to kick it off with something you loved from the previous week.
You go first.
Easy. I teach 5th grade at an elementary school that our children have all gone to, except for our youngest, who's not quite there yet. And currently, our kindergarten son is learning in person at our school. And a couple of things in the last few days. One, on Friday, he got smoked at recess by another kid's face. They kind of ran into each other, which is not 6 feet apart, but it happens when you're 5. And he had a huge fat lip, and they brought him down to see me. And I got to give him like this big, huge hug in the hall. Aww. And in a year where you have to stay away from everyone, like to be able to hug someone in the middle of the day, I held on.
Aww.
I held on, and it was
that makes me jealous.
Absolute. It was just like at the end of a long week, just me and him, and he was sad, and he kind of wanted to go to grandma's house a little bit, kind of wanted to stay in class a little bit. So that's one thing. And then the other thing with our 5-year-old is his kindergarten teacher came up to me today at our afternoon mask break. We have the same mask break time, and something with guns was being discussed or something. I don't remember the context. It made sense when she told me. But what I remember was our 5-year-old said, I don't understand why anyone would want guns. My dad doesn't have a gun, and we don't want guns, and we just want to spread kindness.
Oh, wow. So
just having that time with Hobbs. This morning I was working at my desk, and he was playing with blue Play-Doh, like sitting right across from me in the morning. So it's pretty cool to have that time. I've had it with all of the older 3 kids, and excited to have it with Hobbs now.
That's so nice.
It's nice. What's your love it from the week, my dear?
So I think my love it from last week was that we had a Wednesday that was committed to meeting with our virtual students, and I got to Zoom with some students that I haven't seen in like all of school really so far. So that was awesome to see their faces and talk to them a little bit. And I've also had several students in quarantine that came back last week, so I hadn't seen them for 2 school weeks. So that was really, really nice. Also, our 12-year-old has a phone now, and so I call her every day on my prep hour, which is third hour, and just see how she's doing and if she needs help with any of her assignments at home. And that's always really fun, and we get to chat for a little bit. So
I'm in a little group text with her where she texts us often stressed out during the day.
Yeah, so I always check in on her. My third hour is often when she's sort of gearing up for the day, which is like 10-ish. So she's a late riser, but then we kind of look at what she's got for the day and make a plan, and I talk her off the ledge if it's a lot of stuff, and we just say hi, and I really like it.
Yeah, so. Our 7th grade daughter definitely is a sleeper and needs some rest.
She's a sleeper and a perfectionist. Yeah. So she can't handle like not getting all of her stuff done perfectly. So
that has been a benefit of virtual learning. We chose a virtual learning option for our 8th, 7th, and 5th grader, is that she can get the rest that she needs. She's not up at 6 o'clock.
She's like a different person.
Yeah. So that's
in a good way.
Yeah. So definitely need to rethink when we start the time of middle school and high school. Different episode. So anything else that you want to love it from the week?
Pretty much
Wednesdays and talking to Daria.
I had a really good conversation with my principal this week. He's awesome. So that was nice. Last week. Yeah.
That's good. Moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Leave it.
You go first.
So I'm sad that we have this policy where we can't go anywhere, like travel.
Oh.
And we have to quarantine for 14 days. I don't know if it's like the law or whatever, but I'm not like sad with the law as much as I'm sad. I don't know if it's the law. It feels like it's the law.
I think it's a recommendation.
Yeah, but I'm just sad for the teachers who had already had stuff planned. Because I know that we had a lot of teachers who have had like hard years, like the world has been burning down and they had some like family trips planned and that sort of thing. So I'm just really sad that they're going to miss out on some of those trips. I know like some of our teachers I was talking to have family that live south and they have grown kids and they were hoping to be able to go for like Thanksgiving and get a chance to spend time with like elderly parents and that sort of thing. So COVID does not like really care. So I'm just sad for those teachers. I know there's a high school teacher that had like a big trip planned. That's really sad. I know we had a teacher who had a kind of a tragedy happen to her and they were going to have like a family thing this fall. So that's tough. Hopefully it clears up the travel restrictions. I don't even really know because like legally we're allowed to travel. So I'm sad about that. I'm sad for those teachers.
My leave it is the desensitization, if that's a word. I feel like we are all just numb and accepting where we're at, and we're just too tired and exhausted and beat down to do anything but just try to survive through the day. And so our voices of having ideas of things we could improve in our buildings or our district or our own classrooms are just getting buried because we are just so tired and we're just kind of laying down and taking it because that's all we can do. And that's what I've been feeling this week. Like, I just don't even know. I'm just so tired and I'm so sad. I even had a student say, Miss Sharp, you look so sad. I'm like, I am sad. I'm sad. This is not fun and you guys deserve better. But at the same time, I have no energy to brainstorm what that looks like. Like, I'm just trying to get through the day. Yeah. So.
And I think we both take a lot of pride in wanting to like learn new things and try new things and grow as a professional. And right now, all of that energy is being spent trying to teach kids in school and teach kids.
I mean, let's be real. We have 5 kids, so we know what it's like to be tired.
Yeah.
Like, we're experienced
professionals
with the art of being exhausted.
Yeah.
And this is still unlike anything I have ever experienced in my whole life. Just the mental and emotional exhaustion. And I'm just like, I'm over that. Like, we shouldn't just be like okay with it. And I feel like we just have to be okay with it. There's no other option. And that makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see an end in sight for getting any better, but we'll see. We have these
I'm not
Wednesdays
blaming
now.
anyone. I'm just
Yeah,
want to leave it.
and I feel like, I have pandemic fatigue. Like I'm just tired of it. I guess that's what happens when you follow the rules pretty well.
Man, it's like this, yeah. Telling kids to put on their mask the right way every day, the same kids, and spraying down tables in between each class. And
what's the policy at the high school if they don't wear the mask? They just gotta keep telling them to put it in.
Yeah, I would report them, but it's like
it's not fun.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a life or death thing in a way.
I mean,
so it's hard. It's not like it's like you're reporting them for wearing a
shirt with just worried about like
marijuana
cell phones.
So our big topic this week, let's move into that. We're gonna plan a week.
Susie Sunshine.
We're gonna plan a week of sharp family survival, living life to the fullest. Every minute counts. No, we're doing this. So we usually put this all on our fridge, but our fridge is upstairs. So what we have here are all of the days. Oh, that's the wrong sheet. What we have here are all of the days. And why don't you tell us?
I'm getting our Google Calendar out.
Yeah. So we go through each day, usually on Sunday, and we break down the week. We talk about all kinds. What do we
start with like morning drop off and pick up. So we figure out who's doing what in terms of getting what children wear. So like, for example, tomorrow is Tuesday, so Colby will probably...
I usually do all the kids to school.
Yeah, Colby is mostly responsible for getting the kids to school unless there's something...
Well, and our kids who would go with
crazy. And tomorrow we actually have 2 daughters going to gymnastics at 7:30 in Lansing. So they're getting...
45 minutes away.
So at 6:30, the girls are getting picked up by Taylor's mom. That's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, our girls are now doing double gymnastics practice. So they're doing on Mondays, Tuesdays.
So write it down. Yep. So Mondays and Tuesdays, they go to gymnastics at 7:30, about 40 minutes away. And so they have a ride up and they have a ride back. So we don't really have to do anything for that other than make sure they're up and ready. And Colby's taking the boys to school. Mm-hmm. And then we always talk about who's picking them up because that's been a problem in the past. Either no one picks them up or we both think we're picking them up and then they're gone when we get there. So we try to make sure that works. So tomorrow...
Do you want me to do gymnastics?
No, I'm doing gymnastics tomorrow, which means you'll get the boys. Mm-hmm. All of the boys except for Breslin is staying home.
Okay. So I'll do dinner.
Yep, you guys can figure out dinner.
We're gonna have chicken nuggets again.
We just had chicken nuggets tonight. We have a lot of chicken nuggets.
The boys don't care. The girls care about dinner choices. We're doing chicken nuggets, and then
we do a chore.
I will do bathrooms. So I will clean the bathrooms. That's usually my Tuesday gymnastics chore. Wednesday.
Okay, so Wednesday is our virtual learning day. So you will take Harvey to daycare.
And Hobbs is coming too. And Hobbs is going to Grandma's. He's going to ride into semi with Grandpa, haul some carrots, I think.
Is he going to be there all day?
Yep.
So who's picking up?
I will. Harvey and Hobbs.
So we like to go to school during these virtual days because we just tend to get a lot more done.
We don't have to.
We don't have to, but we do. Especially since we have already paid for daycare for Harvey. And if Hobbs stays home, then our 10 and 12-year-old do a really good job of keeping an eye on him.
What about our 13-year-old? Not so much.
No, he does a pretty poor job of it, actually. He has a hard enough time just keeping up with his own stuff.
Getting there. So what do we have for dinner?
So I don't know. We had a menu at one point. Ziti. So typically this would be on a Sunday. In the morning.
We do when we did our grocery order.
And we do it all on the fridge, as Colby said, with our Google Calendar open. And then one of us also has like the Meijer app open.
Which is a grocery store in Michigan.
Yeah, sorry. So that if we say like, hey, let's have ziti, then we put in the order for all the things we would need for ziti. But we've already done that. So this is kind of like an after fact. But we also have a chore. And we also say who does laundry that day.
Oh yeah, Tuesday's me.
So Tuesday's Colby and Wednesday is Breslin. And then Thursday is another gymnastics day. So you're going to take
Yep.
everybody and pick up
Just the girls.
the girls, and I will pick up the boys.
So Thursday AM, Colby, AJ to her pod. And then I take the rest. And then
I'll pick up boys.
Colby, AJ, gymnastics. What do you want to do for dinner?
We will do that Mexican casserole thing.
And AJ laundry.
Yeah, and I will dust. Okay.
Friday.
No gymnastics.
Friday night lights.
So we just need to know who is picking up.
I'll pick up Brez and Colby, Brez, and Hobbs, and you get Harvey.
I'll get Harvey
and AJ.
AJ.
Alaina, AJ, Harvey. Dinner?
I don't remember what else we had.
We'll vacuum for a chore.
I was going to say vacuum for sure. Vacuum after we dust. Isn't this exciting, friends?
This is how you got to do it, though. So what do you want to do for dinner? Didn't we have like stir fry or something?
Stir fry, yep.
Then we have Saturday gymnastics. Should I do
Saturday is gymnastics. I'll do
Sunday this week. Did you like that better?
No, I like Saturday.
Okay.
I'll do gymnastics.
I'll gym.
And we will have tacos.
We'll do your laundry too.
I'll do my laundry.
And then Sunday, we'll get new groceries. Do we have any meals left?
We probably do, but I can't remember. So usually we have like a list on our Google Keep. We're not doing a very good job of modeling this right now.
Daria laundry.
This takes us, I would say, about a good 40 minutes?
Yeah,
45 minutes.
To buy all our groceries for the week as well.
Yeah, because we put in our grocery order, which includes all the other stuff too, like snacks and things for the girls to eat to and from gymnastics and lunches. Silly things like laundry detergent, Windex, that kind of stuff. So we put all that in. We write everything on the fridge. We talk about who's going to get what, but we kind of already knew that. So it's a fairly lengthy process, but honestly, it feels really good to kind of know. And then on the fridge, it's always right there, so it's always in your face. And we put things on there. I'm like, Hobbs has speech therapy today, so that would be on there today. So we make sure whoever's getting Hobbs has to get him home by 4:30 so that he can do speech therapy. And things like that.
Snack if a kid has to be.
If a kid has snack at school, we write that down. So everything's just kind of right there. And then on Saturday afternoon, I Windex the whole thing, wipe it down. So for a day and a half, it's blissfully empty. On Sundays, we always wash sheets and towels. But we work through all the other kids and our laundry throughout the week. Older kids do their own laundry, including folding and putting away. So that's lovely. We just reserve them a day.
Just press.
I mean, they're in varying.
Press is good.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
States of nagging. AJ can't really reach the bottom of the washing machine, so she needs a little more help. But they do a good job. They do a really good job, and they have all their own chores in addition to like our big chores that we do. And the thing about this, friends, is that it's just a scaffold. So like very frequently we will, switch around what dinners we have that night. We'll double up on laundry. We won't get our chore done like tonight. But it is a plan. And so you can always say, that's okay. We don't need to do whatever that was tonight, or we can just do both tomorrow.
Yeah, and vacuuming is the biggest chore. We have that twice, so.
Yes, when you have 5 kids, there's a lot of crap on the floor.
And 4 kittens, 2 cats, and a dog.
That too. So
that's our power.
It just makes it seem more manageable. And even though we fail a lot, I don't think we've ever batted 1,000 on this ever. It does make us both feel like at least we kind of know what's going on and what each of our jobs are. And frequently I will text Colby like on my way to school and I'm like, crap, what's the fridge say for who I'm supposed to get today? So
last week you asked me and you still picked up the wrong
kid. And then I still picked up the wrong kid. So it happens. But it makes it it makes it more manageable.
I think your friend just joined the chat. Can you tell her why?
Hi,
So
Sarah.
said,
Last night I fell asleep at 7:40, and Colby just let me sleep. So we're on tonight instead. I have to tell you that I'm shocked that 22 people are watching. That just blows my mind.
So let's move on so we can go to bed.
I'm so tired.
So Ronnie, are reading, listening, or watching? What do you want to share?
I just finished Your Corner Dark.
Your Corner Dark.
Yeah. So it's set in Jamaica, a young man who joins what is called a posse, but we would probably call it a gang, because he feels like he has nowhere else to turn. He's trying to pay for his father's medical care, even though he has a scholarship to the United States, and just it's really intense and also very good, and just gives you a perspective of what life is like in this is a very touristy country, obviously, so it's like the other side, like you know, they talk about the cruise ships coming in, but then all these other things kind of happening around the tourism, and it's just really, really good. And I had a student who immigrated from Jamaica last year in my class, so it was kind of cool to think about him and
that's awesome
in the story.
I'm going to talk about a picture book that comes out October 6th, so probably it's out now when you're listening. It is Above the Rim. It's a Elgin Baylor story. It is a picture book written by Jen Bryant and illustrated by Frank Morrison. And I knew Elgin Baylor as this great professional basketball player for the Lakers many years ago, decades ago, and one of the greatest 50 players of all time. But what I did not know was that he was a player when they were traveling like from place to place. When he played for the Minneapolis Lakers, the team would get off the bus and there would be like restaurant, it was whites only. And this is a time when the NBA was, a majority of the players were black, and like the hotels were whites only. And so his team would like just not stay there and go stay somewhere else. But one day he was just done and he didn't suit up the next day. And and people were not happy at all. So I think that's a cool story. And then the next week, the NBA said none of our teams will eat at restaurants or stay in places that are segregated. So I think the NBA is a pretty special league in that sense. So I'm going to read it to my students tomorrow. We're also going to talk about what's happened with this year's NBA players as their fight for social justice, as they are trying to get lots of people registered to vote and using their platform for good. One story that I don't think a lot of people know is when Martin Luther King was assassinated. The next day, the Boston Celtics were playing, I think, the Sixers. So Bill Russell versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Bill Russell was a huge player in the civil rights movement. I was actually in the front row during Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, and they were trying to decide whether or not to play the next day. And many of the players didn't want to. They ended up playing. And they actually think that saved a lot of lives because people it just would have made things pretty rough if they wouldn't have played. So a few days later, we had like a national day of mourning and game 2 was canceled. But the NBA always seems to be the league that's ahead, as the NFL is a league where we're yelling at people for kneeling. And Colin Kaepernick is basically shunned from the league in 2 years from being a Super Bowl quarterback. It's cool to see that. So excited to talk about that kind of stuff with my fifth graders, yeah.
I forgot to say Your Corner Dark is written by Desmond Hall, too. So really, really good book. I liked it. Very different. And yeah,
that's cool.
Really good stuff. Liked it a lot.
It's like someone took your recommendation. Aaron
Yay!
took recommendations to We Are Okay, which I recommended last week.
Yeah, that was a surprising one for me.
And we're excited that Schitt's Creek is on Netflix.
Yeah!
So maybe we could go watch an episode before we pass out?
I'd like to eat all the Cheez-Its.
Got you white cheddar. She likes it when we mix white cheddar and
I love Cheez-Its so much. I know they're so bad for me, but they're so good. Oh, man.
I'm going to go have some celery and an apple.
No, you are not, you liar.
Well, I was going to have some Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but
I ate it all. I was stressing.
It's Monday and my Cinnamon Toast Crunch is gone.
Listen, I taught all day. And then I ran, and then I came home, and I had a 3-hour board meeting for gymnastics. And then Colby made me do this. Like, I'm tired. So I ate all the cereal, and I'm about to go eat all the Cheez-Its.
We appreciate you being here. We hope you have a great week. We'll be back hopefully next Sunday. See if we can stay up that late. Get you a nap.
Are you all as tired as I am? My goodness.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Partially Proficient.
We are your biggest fans. We are. Yes. Thank you for tuning in.
And listen and subscribe to Alaina's podcast, which is called
Teacher Pep Talk.
Teacher Pep Talk. She had a really good one today with Michigan educator, Central Michigan professor, Dr. Troy Hicks. Fantastic.
Yeah, especially with technology right now and the pressure to feel like you gotta know it all, do it all.
Yep, and like we talked about a little bit earlier, so we're dragging it, but it's hard to find the time to learn new things and do new things. And I don't know, the pep talk is really good for me. And today Troy was just like, try things and let kids play with technology before you try to do a lot of things. And I knew that. But like this year, I feel like I've forgotten that as I was like trying to rush everything in case like COVID struck the world and struck our school. I guess it's striking the world. If COVID struck our school and we were closing, so I was trying to get everything in. And I think we lost a lot of that play and fun, which you need more than ever this year.
And smart has always been a big fan of that, not just technology wise, but all the cool like Spiros and Ozobots and Kiva planks and all the maker materials. She would always advocate for just letting the kids at least one full class period just play with no purpose before you ask them to do something. And I think that's something that I really struggle with. It's hard to, you think about your principal coming in and all they're doing is messing around. But then I will say one of my favorite moments from last year in my advanced chemistry class is I brought the Kiva planks are basically like, they're like very precisely made thin blocks, almost like Jenga blocks, but a little thinner, so you can stack them and arrange them and all kinds of crazy stuff. And one of my favorite things was watching 25 seniors work together to just make this massive tower for no like advanced chemistry curriculum purpose whatsoever. But we took pictures and made boomerangs, and they like frisbeed like a lid to something through it in a slow motion video. And they still talk about it. It had nothing to do with my class.
Making memories.
But we had so much fun.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Have a great day. Let kids play. Play yourself. We're going to go watch Schitt's Creek. My name is Colby Sharp.
I'm going to eat some Cheez-Its. My name is Alaina Sharp.
Have a great night.
See ya.